Hey, what's up, y'all? This is JimDre Westbrook, Worth the Wait guy here, and this is episode 4 of Expose Worth the Wait Guy Chronicles. So, in this one, this chapter is called Swimming with the Sharks. So, I know that's a pretty aggressive title, but it's real, man. I really wanted to tell you guys a story on what my mentality was while I was in college. I went to the University of Michigan, one of the greatest schools on the earth. If you guys know anything about me, I talk about Michigan all the time. I actually have a Michigan tattoo right there. I wear my Michigan ring every single day. So I bleed blue. It's all about go blue with me. But it's very interesting in my story as I was waiting in college. I'm probably going to talk about the first 2 years. The first 2 years of undergrad that I had a savage mentality. And that's going to kind of be the message of this chapter is my mentality when I was single at Michigan, and how it was almost the same mentality as any other guy on that campus that was active. I wasn't active, but we had the same mentality. For me, it was more of that result was different. For a guy that was active, it's clear as day. You know, he's trying to get active. He wants some action, and that end result will be a certain release. For me, my end result was different. I had the same mentality that I was on the prowl and looking for women, but I was looking for a different release. I feel that that release was infatuation, which will be another theme of this video. I was addicted to the infatuation release that I got with liking a girl. And, even the ones I didn't necessarily like, but I thought they were cool and fun to be around and fun to be with. So if that meant a certain study group, if that meant just hanging out and grabbing something to eat, like I was all over the place my first 2 years when it came to the things that I liked, being infatuated with just beautiful women and wanting to be around them all the time. Now, don't get it twisted. It wasn't like I wasn't going to class and like I didn't have a job. Like I was a responsible college student. Like your boy was still taking care of, you know, schoolwork. Like I was there to get a degree, which I did in 4 years. But I was a college kid. I was young, I was dumb, and a lot of people have a certain sentence that goes with that saying, and I'm not gonna say, but I was full of that. You get what I'm saying? But for me, y'all, like I was really infatuated with just the beauty of the women and the quality of the women that were on the campus of U of M. I mean, we had women from everywhere. So you had your Midwesterners. So a lot of beautiful women from the Detroit area, Southfield. You also had a lot of women from the Chi. Like Chicago runs deep at U of M. So you had those. You had some down south women. You had some East Coast women, even the West Coast women. And then if you go internationally, I mean, Michigan had it all. So for me, that was overload. Like I'm from the crib. I'm from Saginaw, Michigan. So like you had, you only had what you had, and most of those were just black women. You open up the spectrum at Michigan, it was everything. So for me, that was a lot. And just at Michigan, just the black women alone was just a lot because you just saw different types and different shapes and different shades, and it was dope. It was dope. One of the best experiences I've had, just seeing, just everything, So being attracted to that and just the intellectual beauty. It wasn't just physical beauty. It was a lot of that was intellectual beauty. Your boy was infatuated with it all. So the friends that I had, like a lot of them, like I said, I was cool with almost all the girls. Like I wasn't trying to get at all the girls. I was trying to get at, my fair share, but like I was cool with almost everybody. Like Trey, he's a cool cat. He's real, tight like that. Like he's the nice guy. I was smiley to most women because all I did was go around campus and smile. And that's one of the reasons why I was smiling because I was infatuated just with the process of just meeting a woman, getting her number, being cool, taking her out, whether we were cordial and just friends or if I was really trying to get at her. That entire process, like I enjoyed. So yeah, I took care of my business with school. I did work for the men's varsity basketball team, so I had a job. But that process of trying to, just be relevant, be cool, be yourself around these women, I dug, and I probably dug it a little too much, which is my takeaway in this. As I said, savage mentality, but a virgin. How does a virgin have a savage mentality? A virgin shouldn't have a savage mentality. That lets you know there's a red flag and something is wrong with you. But at the same time, going through that, I didn't see it like that. I just thought I was just being a guy and just being myself. And because I wasn't hurting nobody, aka sleeping with nobody, I was cool, right? Wrong. I felt that what I was lacking because I was infatuated with these women was my intention, my intent behind that. You didn't know where I was coming from. Now, I did like certain women and I was upfront with them. And the ones that I was just cool, yeah, I was just kind of cool, but nobody knew that I was a shark though. And that's my message behind the intention. Like it wasn't painted on my forehead or didn't come with my smile that I was a shark. Because most women didn't even think I was an animal at all. They probably, if anything, thought I was like a little chihuahua or a poodle because of my bark. My bark was different than everybody else's. But at the same time, I was an animal. I'm a guy. So they didn't see the way that I moved and see the way that, I kind of acted just like everybody else. I was hanging with nothing but sharks. So you probably think that if I'm in the water, I'm swimming and moving just like a shark. So that's why I titled this thing Swimming with the Sharks, because at the end of the day, yes, my result may have been different, but my approach was the same thing. So with this whole thing exposed, I wanted to show you guys that, yeah, at that time in my life, there was no difference from that mentality. It was savage life. I wanted to talk to you. I wanted to get your number. I wanted to see, what was good. But it wasn't let's see what's good and ride this thing out as much as we can. For the most part, I did just want to just be around you, just be cool, chop it up with you. Because what I really wanted was, because if it wasn't, if we didn't have anything here, if we weren't vibing, I wanted to get cool with you so I could vibe with your homegirl. You know what I mean? So I needed that vouch. I needed, someone to say, yeah, he's an all right guy. I want you to meet, him. Dre, have you met her? That's what it really was about. I just wanted to make sure everything could be in play. So that's why I say, I had a savage-like mentality because everybody could get it, one way or the other, and that is not the mentality that a virgin should ever have. But that was definitely the way that I thought and I maneuvered, and most people didn't know that. I was quiet, I was cool, I was reserved, I smiled a lot, and I stayed in the cut. But that's how most sharks do. They don't bite until they smell the blood. And and that's exactly what I did. So, yeah, I just kind of wanted to share that little insight with you on how I thought, how I maneuvered, what I was really about. My first 2 years, I got better, y'all. So you got to stick with the story. You got to stick with Exposed. And as I continue to see that light that I'm being exposed to, you guys will hear more and more about my story. So until next time, check y'all out, worththewaitguy.com if you want to get put on game to the entire Chronicle set, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.